Sorry about that, folks. Ran into some technical difficulties, but we're back now. Um, yeah, I don't know if I even said who I think is gonna win. The Fiend. Definitely, the Fiend is gonna win. Pretty excited about it. I'm super excited for the promo packages. As I said earlier, I'm a big fan of the promo packages. I'm gonna get back into that a little bit later after I get through all these matches. And I'm going to talk about the promo packages on which ones I'll think would be the best and whatnot. So just hang tight if you're a big fan of promo packages and whatnot. Are you serious? Okay. Sorry, I thought I was going to crash again. Alright. Edge versus Randy Orton. Now, if a year ago you told me Edge would be back and he would be facing Randy Orton in a last man standing match because Randy RKO'd Beth Phoenix and tried to take out Edge, I would call you either a liar or I would call you someone that definitely needs to start booking wrestling because that's amazing to think about. But I'm pretty excited for this one. I popped huge for when Edge came back at the Rumble. I don't know who didn't. If you didn't, there's something wrong with you because seeing Edge come back was a very heartfelt moment. His return promo the night after was very heartfelt. And then when Randy turned on him, it was amazing. It was such good television, good writing, good booking, such good shit, as Vince would say. And it was just all around amazing. This entire story has been amazing. Randy has been amazing, working as this sadistic heel that he loves to do. I don't know why they ever stopped letting him do this type of character. They never should have. Especially the last time we caught a glimpse of this was his feud against Jeff, which was amazing. That culminated in that Hell in a Cell match. Seeing Edge back is awesome. I'm super excited to see this match all in general, especially with the no crowd thing. Edge is pretty excited about that from what I've read because there's no crowd. There's no one around to stop them from doing whatever the hell they want. So obviously, Edge is going to win this. It's his first real match back in, I believe, 9 years now. Almost to the date. Because his last match was against Alberto at WrestleMania 28, I want to say. Yes, 28. And super excited for it. These guys, obviously best of friends, so they're not going to hold any punches. Except for Edge on his neck, but I'm sure Randy knows what he's doing, obviously. So they're going to make it look good with what they can do. And all that room they're going to have, it's going to be pretty freaking amazing, guys. Super excited for it. And then next, yes, luckily I found a picture with this on it. It's supposed to be Goldberg versus Roman for the Universal Championship. But news has come out, and Roman himself and Triple H himself have both said Roman is not going to be attending WrestleMania. He did not attend the tapings, obviously because of his health and because of the virus and stuff. He just can't do it. And anybody that gives him shit about it, you can fuck off, honestly, in my opinion. And if you're watching this and you think he's a coward or a pussy or anything like that, just click off the fucking video, because don't need that type of shit around here. So, but if you're not that type of person, you can understand where he's coming from with it, then hell yeah, you definitely got the right mindset on it. I understand people have their own opinions, but when a guy's going through cancer and beat cancer over a year ago, and with all this shit going on, it's just wrestling. You shouldn't put your body on the line more than you already have to like that. So it's crazy enough that a lot of guys are still doing this, and I'm happy that they're doing it. I'm super happy that they're doing it. But with someone like Roman in his condition and some of the people that aren't doing it, don't lose any respect for me. If anything, I give more respect to that because they're putting themselves and they're putting their family before anything, and that's commendable. A lot of people wouldn't do that in this business, unfortunately. But again, I'm not giving any crap to people that are working the shows. I'm super happy that they're working because it gives us entertainment and stuff and whatnot. It's a super slippery slope of, back and forth. But the way I see it is, if you want to do it and you feel up to it, fine, do it. But if you don't want to do it and you're not up to it, that's okay too. Either way. Like I said already, I work in the retail business currently. I know how that is. Either you go to work and risk it and get money, or you stay home and be safe for yourself and for your family, and you try to hope that you can get through it with no issues. So I definitely understand where people are coming from with working in this type of environment these days. But again, if you're that type of person, personally piss off, get the fuck out of here with that stupid shit. Honestly, I don't care. Get out of here with that shit. So back to the match. If you do not want spoilers for this, go ahead and skip ahead. Just look for the next match, obviously. Do whatever you got to do if you don't want the spoilers, because I'm going to say who was supposed to be in this match, and I'm going to talk about it for a minute. So go ahead and skip ahead if you need to. So now that we can talk about it, it's supposed to be Goldberg versus Braun Strowman. That is what they have said. That's the match that's supposed to be happening. And personally, I am pretty excited for that one. I'm actually more excited for that than I am the Roman match, because we've seen Roman in this type of high spot before at Mania, and I know a lot of people are down on Strowman right now. Strowman as the person, I know people are down on, but Strowman the character, I still like. No matter how they've booked in the past, I've still been a big fan of him. And I really hope that he takes his title off Goldberg. And why? Why randomly should he take the title off him? I'm okay with that. Because Goldberg shouldn't have the title to begin with. I'm a huge fan of Goldberg. I've loved Goldberg since I started watching wrestling. And I started watching wrestling when he first debuted in WWE. I never saw any of his WCW stuff growing up. And I was a huge fan of Goldberg. I was so upset when he left, when him and Brock both left. So upset when they both left. But when Goldberg came back after so many years, I was super happy. Almost into tears. I felt like a child again. It was amazing. And he came back. He did the Brock matches. I was even fine with him being the champ with the Brock matches. And he beat Kevin Owens. And I was a huge Kevin Owens fan at the time. I knew Kevin wasn't going to win. I knew it. And it was okay. I was fine with that. It fit in the story. Yes, people say it should have been Kevin versus Chris for the title, but it was okay with me. And the Goldberg matches were super fun. And, he got in the Hall of Fame the next year. Yeah, the next year, I believe. And, he didn't have a match for a minute, and that was fine. I was super okay with that. If he came back like Undertaker every once in a while, go ahead. But how they've been doing Goldberg lately, it's just put a sour taste in my mouth. They did a good thing with him and Dolph at SummerSlam. It was entertaining to watch. It was funny to watch. With the repeat Spears as all you got thing. It was amazing. Good stuff. Really good stuff. And then he had the Undertaker match, which I personally didn't watch. Don't really care about those Saudi shows too much. Sometimes I do, depending on what's on it, but I don't really care to watch them because it's nothing usually of importance to watch, in my opinion. And yeah, I didn't watch it. I know it was a train wreck of a match. Fortunately, that had a lot to do with how Goldberg was. And after that, he had, of course, the Fiend match, which I was okay with having. I was okay that they were doing that. A lot of people were like, why are they doing it? And I'm like, it makes sense. The Fiend is a character that takes down legends. He's a character that takes down the people that stand in his way. You know, again, the Fiend character is supposed to take down all of Bray Wyatt's old enemies. But I understand what they were doing with him if Fiend won. I understand what they were doing if he won. Why Goldberg squashed the Fiend? And yes, it was a fucking squash from what I saw. In my opinion, it was a damn squash. Because you can fit that whole match in a little fucking clip on Facebook. And that pisses me off to no other degree. Because if you plan on taking that damn belt off of the Fiend, you shouldn't have fucking gave it to him, in my opinion. And I know a lot of people were pissed. A lot of fucking people. And I was one of them. I was super pissed to hear that he lost that belt. Because he had the Fiend belt, which was freaking amazing. Surprisingly, I never bought it. I'm glad I didn't, though. Because obviously it was just a novelty thing. I will own that belt one day, though. I swear you this. But yeah, I was not happy with that, and I don't think Goldberg should be the champion. And even if it's Braun, even if there's nothing to it, if they do some weird thing on SmackDown where Braun just happens to become in the match, or they actually say Roman can't compete and Braun just comes out and tells him he's going to get these hands and that's the match start, I'm fine with it. I don't care as long as that belt gets taken off Goldberg, because he doesn't need it. You know, I mean, look at The Undertaker. The Undertaker hasn't won a damn belt since 2010. Yeah, he won a trophy, but he hasn't won a damn belt since 2010. And it's the fucking Undertaker. You don't need to give Goldberg the belt anymore. Yes, it made sense for the time with Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar was going to get the belt, and he had to get it over Goldberg because he had never beaten Goldberg, and it made sense for the story at that time. But Goldberg needing the belt now is fucking ridiculous. It's unnecessary, unwarranted, unneeded. If you want to do the Roman versus Goldberg match, fine, do the damn match, but don't do it for the belt. I didn't agree with it at all. I was hoping for Roman versus The Fiend. I would have been fine with Roman beating The Fiend, honestly, because it's Roman. He's still the top guy. That's fine. No, I'm not the hugest Roman fan. Yes, I'm a huge mark for The Fiend, but I would have been way better, way more okay with Roman beating The Fiend than I ever will be with Goldberg beating The Fiend. I don't care what you say. I will never fucking agree with that decision. But yes, anyway, back to Goldberg versus Braun. Braun is going to win, in my opinion. If he doesn't, I won't be surprised. But you got to get that belt off Goldberg now, better than later, because this is going to sour people and give people some more to talk about. And yes, you can talk about what Braun has been doing on Twitter with this whole epidemic thing and all the independent wrestlers, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about what's going on in the ring and what's going on storyline wise, and my opinions on that. My opinions on people's personal things on social media, I could give a fuck less about right now. So with that, yes, Braun's gonna win, in my opinion. He should win. Don't try to tell me otherwise. And then finally, the last match, the big beefy match that everyone is hoping they can get right with who's going to win. Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. In case you need to catch up, Drew won the 2020 Royal Rumble. Amazing Royal Rumble, in my opinion. I know a lot of people were scared in the first half because of the Brock domination thing, but gotta think about it. You know, it's something different. I mean, I'm pretty sure Stone Cold had a similar thing going on, maybe not as brute force-ish, if that's even a word, brute force-ish. And yeah, he had a similar thing. Don't forget, Kane eliminated almost half the Rumble as well. You know, but I granted different Rumble, different things going on in that match. not just put one guy out, throw him out, put one guy out, throw him out for 14 entrants. But yeah, it was still a good Rumble. It was two different sides of a coin. It was, first half was nothing but domination, second half was a real Rumble, in my opinion, and that worked fine the way they did it. Drew came out, he friggin' Claymore'd the shit out of Brock, out of that ring, and just stared at him, just death stared at him, and you knew right then and there that Drew was gonna win. Yeah, if you didn't know, then I don't know, man. I mean, granted, I didn't know a little bit at first. I was kind of hesitant on it because they made it seem like it so much, but they've done so many things to where you think you know where it's going, and then they take a left turn on it. But I knew in my heart that it was going to happen. I didn't believe it. I knew in my heart it was going to happen, though. So, yeah, Drew won the Rumble, and then ever since, he's just beat the snot out of Brock every chance he gets. And I feel like Brock would have got a little bit more offense on Drew if the build-up was a normal build-up and it wasn't these empty arena shows like they have been doing. So, with that, I do believe Drew's going to win, obviously. Brock, say what you want about him. The guy, he does what he says he's going to do. He is the character that they say he is. You know, they say he's a dominant force. They say he demolishes people and does all this stuff. He does. Whatever Paul Heyman says, he does. You know, granted, yeah, people weren't happy with the Ricochet match. Again, I didn't really watch it, you know, but everyone knew going in Ricochet didn't have a chance. It was just something to keep Brock busy until Mania. So, again, I'm a big fan of Brock. Yes, I've soured on him a little bit. But, you know, unlike Goldberg, he actually brings something to the table. And with this match, he's going to put Drew over. He definitely is going to put Drew over, for sure. And with all this being pre-taped, you don't have to worry about, you know, screw-ups or anything like that. And the match is going to go off, I believe, with like perfection almost, because they invest a lot in Drew. They did that awesome training montage they did in the Scotland hills, it looks like, and something definitely to look forward to with this match. Now, is it going to main event night 1 or night 2? I personally believe it should main event night 2. I mean, you always put your biggest match on last, and this, in my opinion, is your biggest match. Probably the biggest match people have been anticipating for the longest time since January. And I believe it's going to pop off without a hitch. So, for sure, definitely. And it's going to be exciting to see. Granted, yes, there's no crowd, but still, once there is a crowd again and Drew's got that belt, you know people are going to go nuts for it. You know, especially with being in quarantine and everything. Once Drew shows up with that belt for the first time in front of a live audience, he's going to get pop of the century, I feel. Anybody's going to get pop of the century, but I feel like with Drew, with how much he has turned his career around, and they've turned his career around in the past almost 4 or 5 months, it feels like. It's insane the turnaround factor he has had since his Rumble victory, and it's amazing. The dude did amazing work in NXT. He's done amazing stuff since his resurgence out of the WWE the first time. Super, super proud. Super, super happy for the guy. The dude deserves it. He busts his ass, obviously. You know, he's definitely earned this big time match against one of the biggest freaking draws of this generation of wrestling, for sure. And he deserves it wholeheartedly. So yeah, Drew's definitely gonna win. If he doesn't, it's definitely dropping the ball on that, for sure, I believe, because do it now. while iron's hot. Give some people, like some happiness of like, yes, Drew won. I'm quarantined. No one could be there live to see it, but Drew won. So give them something to look forward to when that first crowd show happens. Of like Raw, people was just like, I want to be there for Drew's first time in front of a live crowd. I want to be there. I want to be there chanting Drew's name. Like, give some people stuff to look forward to. Don't give them like, oh, Brock's the champ again. I don't really want to go see that. I'll go when Drew's champion in like a couple months or however long. Like, no, put belts on people that people want to see. Kind of do a fresh restart and just make people happy. Yes, you can give some heels belts and stuff, or some faces certain people belts, but as long as it's something people want to see, like I was saying with the Sami Zayn match, people want to see Sami Zayn as champion. People love Sami Zayn, because they know the workhorse type of wrestler he is, and seeing him have his first belt since NXT, which was almost 6 years ago, like, people want to see that. They honestly do. And it's going to be amazing for the first crowd reaction. So, and then with that, that's the last match. But as you guys kind of heard, I was talking about promo packages. Now, in my opinion, a lot of the time, the promo package definitely, in my opinion, helps with building the match. Now, whether or not it's the promos themselves as time goes on, that can definitely do a lot with it too. But the way that they build promo packages, especially for Mania always has the most intense, the most emotional promo packages. And some of my all-time favorite ones are Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, both of those, Triple H, Undertaker, the last two that they had, not the one from 2001. That one was okay, but the end of the era one and their first match, their second match technically at Mania, was just amazing. Cena and Bray Wyatt with the Eminem Legacy song, that was amazing. It was emotional. It got you hyped for the match. It made you like, oh god, like what is gonna happen in this match, because it gets pulling on the heartstrings and whatnot. And then you have last year, like I talked about earlier, with Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda. That promo package was amazing. The song fits so well. The editing fits so well. It was just so good. I still watch it to this day. Watch a lot of those to this day. Sometimes multiple times, just because I get goosebumps watching them. Like, yes, I love watching wrestling, but at the same time, the thing that does it for me a lot of the times to get me into something is the promo package. Like, it takes certain wrestlers and certain stories to get me hyped just for the match before the promo package. Like, once the match get announced and I'm excited for it, like, that's 9 times out of 10 hardly. So, if that makes sense. And but yeah, it's just, the promo package always gets me, and I'd never really hear anybody talk about the promo packages too much. So I'm gonna pick the ones that I feel are gonna be probably the best promo packages, and probably it's probably definitely gonna be number one is gonna be the Edge versus Randy match. That's definitely going to be the best promo package, I feel, of the entire night. Because you have this story of Edge being injured and, him going away for 9 years and popping in and out as a specialty guest every once in a while, but never being able to do anything physical, never being able to do what he loves. He had to go off and he did other things, which was amazing. Became an actor, did the podcast with Christian, did all these other things. He started his family, I'm pretty sure, after that. Like, it's amazing. He made the best of a shitty situation. A lot of people, they can't do that afterwards, unfortunately. But he did. And he sat and he waited. He probably hated it, but he did what he had to do for himself and for his family. And now he's back. After 9 years, he's back. However that went, if his story was true on, if maybe I can come back, maybe he can come back, and he did it. He had that moment at SummerSlam last year that got a lot of people talking because he speared Elias, his first move ever in the past 9 years. First altercation, and people were talking, and they did a very, very good job, and so did Edge, did a very good job of keeping it quiet. And up until, a little bit before the Rumble, people were like, oh yeah, he's coming back, he's seen doing this, seen doing that. But, they did a good job of keeping it a secret, other than that, for sure. And that pop he got when he came back, he was going to get a pop anyway, but I think it made it that extra special when no one really saw it coming. They saw it coming, but they didn't really see it coming. You could tell. And, with that promo package is going to be beautiful, and then it's also going to be heart-wrenching, but I feel like it's going to be uplifting in the end, and it's just going to be badass. Because you're going to go from this sadness of him being retired, I feel, to him coming back with this upliftingness and him talking about his grit and all this other stuff. And then you're going to get that shocking turn of Randy RKOing him and concertoing him. And then you're going to get him RKOing his wife, Beth. And then you get Edge's return with Randy saying all this shit about him and how he did it because he loved him and he said he'll do it again. And I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Like, it's gonna be amazing, guys, and that's definitely gonna be the number one package of the night for sure. It's gonna end with Edge coming back and him being pissed, and hopefully with some badass rock music or metal music or something. I don't know what their soundtrack is this year, if they even have one. We'll have to see. So. But yeah, that's definitely going to be my number one promo package probably. And when I do a review for this show, I wholeheartedly think it's going to be the number one promo package I talk about. As far as probably the second best one, I'll do my top three with this, because I feel like there are going to be three that do the best. Probably my second favorite one's going to be the Fiend versus Cena one, because like I was talking about earlier, Bray Wyatt and John Cena one. Their first match promo package was amazing. They did a really good job with incorporating the Eminem song when his album came out that year. And it was so intense. It fit so well, and I really hope they get good music this year for that, And I just feel like with this new Fiend character especially, they're gonna, like, if you thought that original promo package was like a little creepy and a little unsettling, this one is going to be 10 times that, I bet. Because especially if you go off of the Fiend versus Seth ones, like, those were creepy all in themselves, and it was amazing. It was so unsettling and so intense, and they didn't really even put much into it. They kind of just put reactions in the Fiend and just Bray Wyatt talking. That's all you really need, is Bray Wyatt's promo ability, Bray Wyatt's talking ability. I mean, that's all you really need to sell this match, and that's all they've really done. They had John Cena show up like twice, I think, first to get challenged and second to accept it. I think that's all they had Cena for, and the rest was all on Bray. And from what I've seen and what I haven't seen and what people have talked about, it's just been amazing. And I expect nothing less from this promo package, because they're probably going to show a lot of stuff from their original rivalry and original feud. So it's definitely going to be good. And hopefully they even add some other stuff into it just to make it that much better. And my number 3 one, I would have to say, yes, I'm going with all the essentially legend matches. Yes, I'm going with Undertaker and AJ Styles one, because again, like I was saying earlier, I'm freaking marking out for the return of the biker Undertaker, man. I'm super excited for it. Super excited to see what they do. And they always do awesome Undertaker promo packages, no matter what. His one with Roman a few years ago, say what you will about the match, but that promo package was just amazing. They always have this, like, like outlaw type of rock. I don't know if it's really rock or I guess you could kind of consider it country, but I don't know. I don't like country, guys, and if I like it, it's definitely not country. If it is, tell me I'm wrong. From that Roman Reigns promo package, if it's country, shoot, I'll say sorry, and I'll never say I hate country again. You know, even though I don't care for it, I'll never say I hate country again if it is considered country music. But with that, though, I'm excited for it, and with how personal this feud has gotten, it's definitely makes for a very, very intense and very good promo package. Not as intense as the other two, especially the Edge Randy one, but certainly something that's going to be comparable to, you know, some of the top promo packages that we've seen, considering with Mania, you know. So definitely looking forward to that one. I guess just as a bonus one, since there's a lot of matches on these cards, I really hope they kind of do one for Otis versus Dolph. I really kind of hope they do, just to see what they do with it. Because with everything being pre-recorded, who knows how much of this they're actually going to do to pad out. Because usually they only give promo packages to maybe 5 or 6 of the matches, and a few of these aren't even like personal ones. Like you have the Goldberg and Braun one. If they do a package for that, they're only going to do Goldberg winning the title and then getting challenged by Braun, if that's how they do it on SmackDown, at least. So you can't really do much with that. You're going to obviously have Becky versus Shayna one, because that's been going on since the night after the Rumble, I'm pretty sure. You obviously have one for Rhea Charlotte. The SmackDown Women's title, if you do, honestly, all you're going to really have is how Bayley's reign has been going, and then Paige making the match on SmackDown. That's all you can really do. So, with how many women in the match, I don't think it'd really work out as for a promo package. That'd probably be something on the pre-show that they'll say, but I don't think they're going to put it on the actual show. Kevin Owens versus Seth obviously is going to have one, because that feud has been going on for a while now, since before the Rumble. Raw tag team titles, that's a thrown together match, that's not going to have one. SmackDown tag team one, depending on if the match goes the way it's supposed to, you can do that. But if it's going to be that weird triple threat singles one, don't really bother. Kind of just explain it again in the pre-show, and then when the match happens, kind of do something with it, or do even like a replay of something significant to it, like Miz and Morrison retaining at Elimination Chamber. But other than that, though, if it goes the way with just one person per team, don't really bother with it, because it'll just be confusing, and you won't really get the emotions from that feud. So, let's see. And then you got the women's tag team. You can put one with that as Asuka and Kairi Sane's dominating reign. I mean, they did beat 2 of the top women back at TLC, but they haven't really done anything since. So I guess you kind of can do Asuka and Alexa taking shots at each other, but it won't really make one. And it's WrestleMania. I mean, come on, their promo caliber should be top tier for sure by this point, especially for this show. If they're gonna make the best out of it, they gotta do all the best they can. Don't put anything that isn't needed in it, honestly. And then you got Alistair versus Bobby. That's not going to need a promo package, because they haven't done anything. If the match even happens, who knows if it's even going to happen. And then you have Elias versus Corbin. If that match even happens, you don't really need one. Just a replay of Corbin trying to kill Elias, essentially. Like, that's all you really need for that one. And if the match even happens, because Corbin might come out and say, hey, Elias can't compete because of this, shows it, and then, like I said earlier, do the whole Gronk and Mojo thing possibly, just to show the host and show that he's in WWE now and whatnot. So there you go on that one. But yeah, guys, went through the whole card. Hopefully I went in depth. Hopefully you guys don't think I got too rambly, but I just love this stuff so much, guys. Like, I love talking about it. I can talk about it for forever, and I'll go off in different ways with it and all that type of stuff. I just feel like a lot of times people just don't focus on certain things from the past and bring certain elements from other things, and they get confused and they say like, oh, I've never seen this happen. It's like, well, it happened on this. Like, I talk to the TV or my phone whenever I watch other people talk about it, you know, and they get paid to do it for a living. It's just like, well, I feel like you go more in depth with it, but people don't. And that's fine. That's your style, fine, you know. But I feel like I have something to say on a lot of stuff that happens. I mean, I'm not going to be on here talking about every dirt sheet thing that happens. I do plan on doing this stuff with pay-per-views, you know, for however many pay-per-views we're going to have. So, definitely like to get my opinion on it, my educated opinion on it from what I know about this business for WWE. And I hope to connect with a lot of you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And like I said, put your comments down below on what you think of these matches, what you think of the promo packages, what you think is going to be the better ones. Tell me what your favorite promo packages are, you know, and if it's ones that are kind of obscure, leave a link to them, because I know there's promo packages out there that aren't just WWE, but they're a little bit more niche to find. Like New Japan does good ones from the ones that I've seen. But yeah, guys, just connect down there. Like, do what you want to do. Just don't be dicks about it. You know, enjoy. Shit, here's just another avenue for you guys to nerd out about wrestling right now. You know, again, take your mind off the world. It's okay. So yeah, guys, that'll be it for this one. I will be back hopefully Sunday night or Monday to give you guys my review of the show, my reaction to everything. And this one's about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes long. And who knows how long that one will be compared to how long the damn show is. But yeah, guys, you guys take care of yourselves. If you guys aren't a part of the essential working team right now, just stay home, guys. Do what I mean, I understand you gotta go to the store and get some stuff, but get all you can at once and just stay home for as long as you can, because it's the only way we're gonna beat this, guys. It's literally, they're gonna be the best thing we can do. And it's bad enough that retail workers like myself and others and whatnot, and other essential people like hospitals and police force and all these other things have to put their lives out there to help others, you know. Granted, some people probably don't want to. I can tell you right now, I personally do not want to be a part of that essential workforce, but I have the opportunity to keep making the money the way I am. Granted, it's not as much as a lot of people feel like it should be, but it's something right now, and that's all I can hope for. So, you know, just be kind out there, guys. Don't be them people that ruin that person's day and make them hate the situation any more than they already do. Just, that's what I want to leave with you guys today. It's just don't think you know how everyone's feeling. Like, just go in. If you have to go to the store, go in, get your stuff, and go. Don't patronize the people. You know, you can tell them thank you if you want, but I can tell you from experience, hearing thank you, it helps, but at the same time it doesn't, because, you know, you're being told thank you, but at the same time they say, oh, I'm sorry, you have to be here. It's like, well, you're here, so obviously you're not that sorry, because you wouldn't be getting what you're getting if I wasn't here. So, you know what I mean, guys? Just go in, get your stuff, and go out. You know the situation, they know the situation. don't have to really make light of it. Just be cool about it. That's all. I don't speak for everybody, but that's all I feel like most of us ask for in this time. So, alright. You guys take care. Stay safe. And I will talk to you guys next time.